Sebastian, a Halloween story by Meridel Abrams. Chapter 3. Faster, 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 go faster, Frederick. If we want to trick or treat on the moon tonight, we'll need to really hurry. Hold on tight, Sebastian. Sebastian held on really tight to the web he had spun on Frederick's back just between his wings. He held on as tight as his 8 long legs and his 48 knocky knees would let him. Look at all the stars, Sebastian. They were so high up and going so fast, Sebastian was just a little bit afraid when he looked down at the world way below him. Sebastian squeezed his eyes closed tight. He just had to do something to keep his mind off of how high they were and how fast they were moving. He couldn't be sure, but he thought that gold heart on his back might be blinking off and on. Frederick was having a good time of it, though. "Whee! This is fun, Sebastian!" he shouted as they did some loop-de-loops through the moonlight. Sebastian just had to do something to keep his mind off of how fast they were going and how high they were. He liked his long legs on the ground. Remember how we said that Sebastian had a very special talent for spinning both webs and threads at exactly the same time? Well, Sebastian got right to work. He spun one big, long, silky spider thread that dangled from Frederick's back way down. And the higher that Frederick flew, the longer that silky spider web grew. And just as a little Halloween fun, a little trick-or-treat or two, every time they passed the stars, Sebastian would weave a spider web between them. "This is kind of fun, Frederick." And finally they were there, just in time to trick or treat on the moon. "Look at all these craters and big rocks, Frederick. Some nice homes under there, I'll bet." "But where is everyone, Sebastian? And there are no trees. Why are there no trees? There's just got to be some trees somewhere up here. And where is everyone?" Sebastian had to admit the place looked a little bit deserted, even just a little spooky. But then, this was Halloween. "Oh, maybe they're just waiting to jump out and try to scare us, Frederick, but we'll be ready for them. Everything looked friendly enough from home, but it is kind of creepy up here." Just then, over the next huge big rock, Sebastian and Frederick found it. They could hardly believe their eyes. "Look, Sebastian, I think he might be one of your relatives." "Careful, though. We don't know for sure. He might not be too friendly." And just in front of them, over the next big rock, was a huge spider. It had a really hard silver shell with a long row of red and yellow eyes. Those eyes, they spun very fast around its head. It had a big mouth clamped very tight and 5 really big legs. Those legs were bigger than any spider legs Sebastian had ever seen. "Hello!" yelled Sebastian. "Trick or treat!" Frederick was a little quiet, though. That moon spider was the biggest spider he'd ever seen. Everything was so quiet. Nothing moved. The moon spider seemed ready to pounce at any minute. "I don't know, Sebastian. He doesn't look too friendly to me. Maybe we better get out of here and try the next house." Just then, the moon spider's big mouth started to slowly creak open. Sebastian and Frederick were too frightened to even move. They watched as some strange-looking creature came crawling out of the big mouth of the moon spider. But it only had 2 legs, 2 arms, and one head with two small squinty eyes. No fangs, though. Phew! And it carried a huge bowl of rock candy that it held out to Sebastian and Frederick. Sebastian and Frederick worked up their courage. Each took a piece of rock candy, and both remembered to say thank you, just in case. Sebastian was not too sure he really was a relative. He thought maybe that moon spider was smiling at them, but it looked too much like a wicked grin to him. The creature that crawled out of its mouth pointed toward his mouth, and it opened, and there were long rows of shiny white teeth on both the top and the bottom of it. "He wants to eat us, Sebastian! Let's get out of here!" Sebastian and Frederick, they grabbed their sacks of moon rock candy, and Sebastian scurried as fast as he could to the web on Frederick's back, and away they flew as fast as Frederick's tired wings could carry them, which was still pretty fast. "Phew! That was close, Sebastian. Let's go home now. Trick-or-treating on the moon just isn't as fun as I thought it would be, and there are no trees up here either. I miss my trees. We'll sure have a good old story to tell that old bird, though." Sebastian and Frederick tried to eat their moon rock candy. "Careful, Frederick, it might be poison." "I can't even break the shells, Sebastian, and my teeth are pretty sharp from cracking all those nut shells. But I don't think there are any nuts in this candy anyway. There aren't any trees up here for them to grow on." Sebastian tried to poke one of his fangs through a piece of that moon candy just to test if there was anything juicy inside of it. But he wasn't having any more luck at eating his moon candy than Frederick. What a disappointment this trick-or-treat trip to the moon was turning out to be for the famous flying squirrel and the little star sailor spider. "Let's go back home, Sebastian. Maybe we can get back in time to trick-or-treat for some real candy. You said you could get us back home. I hope you meant really fast." Now, do you think that Sebastian and Frederick could make it back home in time to still go trick-or-treating on Halloween night? Conclusion in Chapter 4.